everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be telling you about one of the best kept secrets and side hustles that you can get started with today and make thousands of dollars a month. Now, this is perfect if you are a beginner, if you have no design background. You can do this from anywhere in the world and at any age. I know it sounds way too good to be true, but just trust me, I'm going to be showing you the full tutorial on how I do this and how exactly it works today in this video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I post videos every week talking about passive income, e-commerce, and so much more, and I share all of my valuable information because I want you to make money online too. So what this side hustle is selling low content books on Amazon KDP. This is a completely passive income source, and like I said, is very easy to get started, and this whole video is going to be an in-depth tutorial on how I use a certain app that will make this process so much easier and save you so much time. If you're thinking, I have literally no idea how to write a book, I feel you, and we are not going to be writing a book today. Like I said before, we are going to be doing low content books, and basically what that means is a book with not a lot of information in it, meaning every page in the middle is going to be a replica or the same. So think of a journal, a planner, or a notebook, so somebody can fill it out themselves. They are going to be doing the writing, the customer is, not us. All we have to do is create a simple cover, do some keyword research, and upload it to Amazon KDP. So on the screen here, you will be seeing BookBolt, which is an absolutely amazing way to upload these low content books to Amazon KDP. Now, BookBolt does literally everything for you. It will help you get your keyword research. They will show you your competition, what is currently selling, what's in demand, and so much more. And you can even create all of your book designs within the app, which saves you an extra step in having to go to different websites for all of this information. Everything is right here. I do want to mention before we start that I did contact BookBolt before creating this video and let them know that I wanted to share this with my subscribers because I have been seeing so much success doing this and I just started it. So I know that a lot of you will be interested in this. So if you are, make sure you go to the description below. There will be a link to join BookBolt and you'll get access to my % off code that BookBolt was kind enough to give me for my subscribers. So make sure that you check that out and get that discount to go ahead and get started. Okay, so here is BookBolt. This is what your screen will look like once you have it set up. And something really cool is they do have full tutorials in video format on the page here. So if you do watch this video and you're still confused at the end, you can go ahead and refer back to this for any questions that you have. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go over here to the cloud. Now the cloud is how we are going to see what is currently selling on Amazon and what is doing good. Now, just a reminder, when you are selling on bigger platforms such as Amazon, it's always important to do your keyword research and know what there is a demand for. It goes way more than just selling things that you are interested in. You actually want to look for what people are already searching for and having success in selling. So that is what our cloud tool is going to do for us. So on here, you can see that we can sort by the best top 100 to 500 best sellers. I'm just going to do 100. And then over here on the category, I'm going to scroll down here, and I think that today I want to create a notebook. So we're going to select notebook. We're going to scroll the price range down to below $30, and the BSR range I'm going to leave. And if you did have something in mind that you wanted to create, you could put some keywords here, but just for the video today, I'm going to just go ahead and hit search. So now, as you can see, all of the notebooks that are best sellers right now are popping up. And something super cool about this is BookBolt is giving us the spying on our competition. So they are showing us, what people are charging, what they're making, how many days the listing has been available, and how well it is selling, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to kind of scroll down here and just see what kind of notebooks are doing really well. I'm noticing some funky fonts. That's a password notebook. So I'm noticing things that are standing out to my eye, have some patterns, some funky fonts. So I think that's the vibe that I'm going to be going for today, maybe throwing in a darker background with some graphics on top, and I'll show you how to create that within BookBolt's design platform. So once you know what exactly you are trying to sell, we're going to go into the next step in designing. So over here by your name on the top right corner, we're going to select that and drop down to BookBolt Designer. This page pops up, we are going to select if we want a paperback or a hardcover. I'm going to keep it at paperback. We're designing the cover right now, and then 6x9. See, there's a bunch of different sizes that you can choose depending on what kind of book and what size book you want to make. I'm going to keep it at 6x9 just for the sake of this video, and scroll down to black and white paper, because I'm going to be having white paper as the book. And then for the page count, I'm actually going to make it 50 pages so I can charge a little bit more for a larger book, and then we're going to hit submit. Once you hit submit, you will get to a page like this, and this is where we're going to design our book. Now, something to keep in mind here is that there is a left side and a right side of the page. Now, the way that a book folds, the right side is going to be the front of the page, and the left side is going to be the back of the page. Make sure you remember that so that you don't have it printing backwards. You can always go back and change it if you do mess up, but I just want to let you know of that ahead of time. So as you can see here, we can go ahead and select all these different color backgrounds. If you have a specific color that you want to really use, if you have a brand or something like that, you can absolutely do so using the color picker. There's so many different options here. You can draw within the platform. You can also use layers if you're familiar with Photoshop, or on Canva if you use layers. And there's different effects that you can use and distress the page, which I think is really cool because most of the covers that sell well are going to stand out. So to keep this short and simple, just because I am showing you this whole thing, I am going to upload an image that I have created on Canva in just a few minutes. This can be an option if you are someone that's familiar with graphic designing, but if not, don't worry. You can still absolutely use all of these shapes and things that BookBolt has to offer. You can also create patterns and different ways of actually making this more of a book cover. As you can see here, I just added some butterflies in a repeating pattern. You can do this with other shapes. You can add clouds. So that is something to keep in mind as well. So with this image that I imported, I am going to stretch it along the entire page, and then I'm going to copy it, and we are going to paste it over here to make sure that this fits through the whole page. Now, those pink lines that are on the corners of the pages, that is the bleed line, which basically means that you don't want to put any text on the top of that because it will be the folds of the book and it won't come out correctly. So it's okay if your patterns stretch across that, because if they don't, you will have a line where the pattern stops. But if you're using text, just make sure that the text isn't actually there, because you will have an issue with it with the printing. So obviously you want to take your time and make this look really good, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to go ahead and keep moving and show you what else I'm going to do to make this look really good. So as you can see, there's a ton of different fonts within BookBolt that you can add to this, and we want people to know what exactly this book is so that they purchase it. So I'm going to choose this font here, and I'm going to type in notes to myself. Okay, and we're just going to move that, like I said, on the right side of the page, so that is the front, and we're going to center that, and I'm going to change the color in a minute, but I also want to add something beneath it. I think I want to say a journal just for me. Now remember, you don't have to have a lot of design skill, but something that's always really important when you're creating on platforms such as Amazon or Etsy is to remember that things that are different always stand out. So adding a little bit of twist, a little bit of flair, what you think looks good. If you want to do some design research on that competition that we used on BookBolt, you absolutely can, but just kind of make it your own and really think of what would look good and make someone's eye really want to buy this. So if I wanted to, I could add shapes on top of this, you know, to just add a little bit of flair, but I think this looks good. I am going to change the color by double selecting on the text, choosing the paint bucket, and all of the colors will pop up. So I think white would look good for this because it really does pop. And then maybe a blue? No, not a blue. So I am going to come in here to the color picker and try to pick from a similar color that what we have. Perfect. Okay, a journal just for me, notes to myself, and maybe I'll add a little butterfly. Cool. So as you can see here, I have created a notebook in literally just a few minutes, and I feel like this would have went way quicker if I wasn't actually giving a tutorial. So think of yourself when you are creating, how quickly you are going to be able to create something like this. It's very easy and simple on BookBolt. So next I'm going to go ahead and download this and save it so that I can upload it onto Amazon KDP. So we're gonna go over here to download. And just a reminder that some of this may take a few minutes because this is a platform that does it all. So just go ahead and give it some time to make sure that it creates everything for the correct size. What's really great about using BookBolt to create your front and back cover is that it will make it the correct size for Amazon KDP. And if you were to create it in a different service or a different design application, it may not, and it might upload weird. So it's really nice to be able to create this in BookBolt's actual design creator. So once you download this, depending on what server you're using, this screen may look different for you, but I'm just gonna double check that everything looks good. And then I'm gonna go up here and hit download and save this so that we can upload it later. Now that we did the outside of the book, we do need to create the inside of the book. So I'm going to go back to that same page and select interior, and this is going to generate the same kind of thing and make us an interior. So I'm gonna select no bleed. We're also gonna make sure that we select 6x9 because that's what we did for the last time. And we're going to enter the page count that we had before. Then we're going to scroll down, and as you can see, this has so many different already made inside of the book for us. It's awesome. So this is going to create the inside of the book in literally one click. So if you had a coloring book, there's options. There's so many different things on here, planner options, fitness calendars, but we're just creating a notebook today. So I'm going to pick this nice and simple notebook page. Once I have that selected, I'm going to hit download, and it is going to create our page for us. Now, as you can see, it has uploaded 24 pages for me because I did actually choose 24 pages for my exterior book. I know it said 50, but I did select 24, but I do recommend having at least 50 pages on your book so you can charge a little bit more. So once we have this, we're going to download it again and make sure that you save it as something that you remember. So I'm gonna do interior book or book. And then once that's downloaded, we have both of our interior and exterior of our book already created. This took me 15 minutes and I was talking about it, so I know and have confidence that you would be able to create this even quicker. And now we're gonna head over to Amazon KDP to upload it. So this is the exciting part because this is when we are going to be starting to make money and uploading our books. So I'm not going to go into the whole Amazon KDP setup because that itself is very easy to do. You don't need anything special. Even if you don't have an Amazon account, you can still do this. So go ahead and set that up in just a few minutes. And then once you have it set up, it's going to be a screen that allows you to select what kind of book you want to sell. So I went ahead and selected a paperback book that is going to be a physical product, and it brought me to this screen here. Now this screen is going to ask which language we are selling the book in, the title, subtitle, and all the information to start actual listing of the book. So in order to create the best title possible, I am going to head back over to BookBolt, and I am going to scout some keywords. The book that I'm selling is a notebook, so under keywords, I'm going to type in notebook, and if you were having more of a niche down thing that you wanted to create, you could put that in here, and basically this is going to show us what people are searching for and the data on it. So we can see that notebook composition isn't really doing well, but notebook in general is doing well. Let's see. So I do suggest looking for the search results that pop up high rather than picking a keyword with no data or low data. The reason that I say this is that shows that there's an active search going on for that product. So also over here, it is going to show us more of a niche down keyword options. So we notice notebook for women, notebook line notebook. So that's really where I'm gonna get my keywords over here. And then if I wanted to, I could copy them and paste them back in here to see the search volume. So I'm gonna copy and paste some of these for my title here. here, and then head back over to KDP and type these in. So this is a notebook for women. Now the reason I'm doing notebook is because as we can see down here, notebook is being searched for. So even though it may seem a little weird, it is being searched for. So that's how I'm going to create my title based on the data. We sometimes need to leave behind our common sense when selling online because sometimes things don't make sense, but the data knows best. So that's just a little tip there to keep in mind. So for the subtitle there, I am going to put lined notebook. You don't need a subtitle, but it does help in your keywords. So this isn't part of a series, and we don't have an edition because this is just a one-time book. And author, you can put your name or your business there. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it blank. Contributors, there were none. For the description, I would recommend going back to where we could spy on our competition and seeing what the descriptions on their listings look like. This will help you get an idea of what exactly a description should look like on Amazon. You don't want to say too much or too little, so I do recommend doing that. But just for the sake of the time in this video, I'm just going to type in that this is a notebook for women. It is a ruled line notebook, and like that. So then I'm going to scroll down, and we're going to select that we own the copyright and hold necessary publishing rights, and this is not public work. So then back to the keywords here, we're going to go back to BookBolt and look at those keywords. So we have notebook line notebook, type in different keywords. For categories, this can be a little confusing because if you look at this here, it's asking if this is fiction, nonfiction, and we don't really know what we should actually list this as. So a great tool that BookBolt also has, I know they literally have everything, is on their side here on the left, we're going to select KDP categories. Type in notebook for women. So once this pops up, you may have to do a few different searches to try to get the best category because Amazon KDP does specialize in actual written books most of the time. So some of these categories can be a little bit difficult. So I'm just going to keep typing in keywords to see what's popping up and kind of get a better idea for what I want to list it under. Then once you go back to KDP, you can choose your category. Done that, we are going to leave large print blank, and then we're going to go down to adult content. Does this contain anything? No. And save and continue. You can also save this as a draft if you do want to go back over to BookBolt and do more research and then come back to make sure you have the best optimized listing. So once we have saved that, we are going to have to create our ISBN number for the book. So we don't have our own because we are not actually creating the book. We are having Amazon create it for us. So we're going to select assign me a free ISBN number. Click that. It'll do it for you in moments. There we are. Boom. Then we're going to scroll down. Publication date, I'm going to choose today. And then we are going to do black and white interior because all the pages are just notebook pages in the book, so we don't need any color. If you did create a interior of the book either on an outside designing platform or using BookBolt that did have some colored pages, you do want to make sure you select the correct option for this so that your customer receives exactly what they see in the photos. So make sure that if anything is colored on the inside that you do select colored. But I'm going to keep it with black and white with white paper. Keep scrolling down, and this is where we're just going to kind of check on everything to make sure it's all good before we publish it. So 6 by 9 inches. Here you can select if you need to change anything. So we're going to keep it at no bleed, 6 by 9 inches. And I'm going to keep it at matte. If you did want your book to be glossy cover, then you would select glossy, but I'm going to keep it as a matte cover. So here's where we're going to upload our book interior. So manuscript is for the interior. So I'm going to go ahead and upload that interior that I had just created. So once that is uploaded, we're going to upload the cover to our book. So there is an option to launch cover creator here. So if you didn't create your cover on BookBolt, you can create it on Amazon KDP, but they don't have as many options. So I'm going to select upload a cover I already created, and I'm going to upload the cover I created on BookBolt. And I love that I created this within BookBolt because I know that the sizes will be completely correct and I don't have to mess with it any further. So that's why I prefer to use them. So we just want to make sure that everything is okay. So I am going to go ahead and select preview our book, and it's going to show us a mock-up of what the book will look like when someone purchases. Okay, so after that has loaded, here we will see the preview to our book, and this gives us some information if you are confused about how to approve this, but we will just flip through it and see here that all of our notebook pages are there and ready to be written on, and it looks great. Everything is high quality, and yeah, so next I'm going to select the thumbnail view just so I can kind of see everything here. It looks good, so I'm going to go ahead and approve this, and we're going to start the upload. Now the next part of this is we do have to price our item. So over here it's going to show us our printing cost, which is $2.15. So we want to make sure that we're pricing it so that we can make a profit, because obviously that's why we are here. We are here to make money, so we want to make sure that we are able to make a profit. So once I go to save and continue, it is going to ask us where we want to sell our book and what marketplaces we would like to sell on. So essentially what this is saying is, do we want to sell in just the country we live in, or do we want to sell worldwide? I'm going to select all territories so that we have a better chance of reaching people all over the world, because the more surface area you have on the internet, the better, and the more chance of getting a sale. So once we go through this, it will say, because we selected that, how much we want to price the item. So like I was looking at before, most of them are priced around $7. I'm going to go ahead and just do $8.99 because I did take some time to create the actual cover, and I can always edit this if I do want to lower my price. So over here it does show the royalty of $3.24, and that is what I will be making on a purchase if someone purchases this item. If you're thinking that this price looks a little low for a profit, do not worry. The way that this works is it's completely passive, so you can upload tons of different books. You can resize this, upload it as a different type of book, and continue this process. And once it's uploaded, it's there forever to be bought, and people will start to actually come and purchase it. So you don't have to necessarily worry so much about how much profit. So I'm going to go ahead and select the $3 as a good royalty and continue. Now, once you publish your book, you are going to have to wait 72 hours for your book to be approved by Amazon KDP. Once they approve it, it'll be uploaded and ready to be purchased. You can order a sample if you want to check it out, and you can continue this process to make yourself an entire new passive income stream. I really hope you found this video helpful, so please let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below, and make sure you're subscribed. And remember that I do have a discount code available for you below in the description, so make sure you use that when you sign up to get the best bang for your buck when using BookBolt. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.